Hi guys, welcome to yet another Sunday lesson. This is the third one. I've already done two before, and if you want to see them, you can find the link in the description box down below. You will also see which new Sunday lessons are coming up, and if you want to ask me something, if there's something you want to know about piano and you cannot find it in the description box down below, make sure to leave a comment so I can actually work on it. Today, I want to talk to you about inversions, something really cool. We're going to be talking about that right here, and I'm going to be taking a few chords as an example and show you why inversions are helpful. So we're going to do that today. I want to remind you of the sponsor of this video, which is me. I'm actually sponsoring it myself. So if you enjoy these lessons, if you want to learn more about the piano, make sure to have a look in the description box down below, because you can get 60 days free access to the Ultimate Piano course via the link in the description box down below. So make sure to check that out. It is really worth your while. I'm trying to get as many people in that course as possible because I don't really understand why you would not want to have a free course for 2 months that is going to teach you a lot. So if you're into piano, check out that course. We will do play-by-ear, read sheet music, compose songs, improvisation, all kind of stuff in that course. So make sure to check that out. But for now, I want to talk about inversions. So what is an inversion? Well, in order to understand what an inversion is, you basically have to understand what a chord is first. And inversion basically means that we're going to take a chord and we're going to invert the layout. So if we take the most familiar, the most known chord, the C major chord, right here, and we want to invert that, basically what we're doing is we're going to be moving notes around until we get a different structure. If you don't know what a chord is, let me quickly explain. A chord is a combination of 3, 4, or 5 notes, and you can play them at the same time like this, or you can play them one at a time like that, okay? Doesn't really matter, it's still a chord. And the chord is the combination of these 3 notes, again, played at the same time or played one at a time. So one of the things that's very interesting about a chord is that it doesn't matter where you play it on the piano. It's always a chord. So I could play C right here, and then E right here, and G right here, whoops, there, and I'm still playing a C chord. A lot of people get confused and they think that you have to play it all next to each other. No, you don't have to do that. G, E, C. Then some people think that this order is important. Order ain't important, baby. I could also play E, G, and then if I could reach that, let's see, C right there, and I'm still playing a C major chord, okay? So all you have to remember is that whenever you play C, E, and G, it's a C major chord. If I play G, C, and E, it's also a C major chord. If I play E, G, and C, all over the place, it's still a C major chord. If I play E, G, C, and B, now it's a different chord, okay? Because I added a note to it, the mixture is different. Cool? I hope that's clear. So now what is he talking about with inversions? Well, if we have C, E, G, we played here on the piano, and I want to invert that, what's going to happen is we're going to lose a key on the bottom and adding it on the top. Remember, I always have to play C, E, and G in there. It doesn't have to be at the same time, but they have to be in there in order for this to be considered a C major chord. So, if I remove a note from the bottom and add it on the top, we would get this situation. E, G, C. Are the 3 notes in there? C, E, G? Yes, they are. Are they being played in the same amount of time somewhere? Yes, they are. So therefore, this is still a C major chord. Okay? Now, I can do that again. Currently playing E, G, C. I can release that E, add it on the top. Now we get G, C, E. Okay, I screwed this up here, but that's still a C major chord. And I can do that again. Okay, so right now I'm playing G, C, E. I can release the G and add it on the top. And then we get C, E, G again, and that is still a C major chord. Every time I do this, that's called an inversion, okay? But notice, this one is exactly the same as the one we started out with. That's interesting. So actually, this isn't an inversion. This is still the same as this one, is just played in a different place. Now we have to talk a little bit about terminology. So if we play the name of the chord, I'm going to play a C major chord. So if I play the C first, that means on the left of the piano, and then the E, and then the G. Basically the tightest way to play the chord, according to how it's built up, starting with the name of the chord on the left. We call this root position chord. Because the root, the tonic, the name, however you want to call it, is in the beginning. Now, if I rewrite that, E, G, C. Now the root is at the end. But it's also the first inversion that I can possibly make. Look, C, E, G, E, G, C. Therefore, we call this a first inversion. Okay? How many inversions can I make? Only two. Look. If I do it again, G, C, now the C is here, E. This is the second inversion. If I would want to go to the third inversion, I have to put the G on the end. You could say, yeah, that makes sense because you do it again, like you move it again. No, but it's not the third inversion because again, it's the root position, okay? So this is not a third inversion, this is a root position. Cool? Therefore, with a chord that has three notes, C, E, and G, we can only have three different positions. Root position, first inversion, second inversion. Okay, let's try that with a different kind of chord. C, E, G, B. Right now the C is still the root, the tonic, the name of the chord, so that's on the left. C, E, G, B, that's our root position. What I have to do is I have to move the C to the end, and then write the rest, E, G, B. And then I have to move the E to the end, G, B, C. And then I have to move the G to the end, and then B, C, E. In order to find all of the combinations, okay? Now, does this one look like this one? No, it doesn't. So therefore, this isn't the root. This is actually the third inversion. Okay? So if we have four notes in the chord, we have four positions possible. Root, first inversion, second inversion, and third inversion. And that is how inversions work. Now, you may want to know, why is that nice to have an inversion? Well, if we have this very simple chord progression, you can hear that these notes are quite far apart, okay? And you may want to bring that in. So, how do we do that? And I've actually made tons of lessons about this in, for instance, the Ultimate Piano course and in different courses as well, where I go into a little bit more detail, but I just want to give you the idea of why this may be useful. By the way, now that we're talking about courses, I'm actually releasing a course on Kickstarter, and that is going to be in this setup. So me behind the piano and the chalkboard, and I'm going to really take my time to go through topics like this a little bit more in depth, because right now I'm kind of racing through it a little bit to make it not too long and boring on YouTube, but a lot of people want to take a little bit more time. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check out my course on Kickstarter. That's going to be pgmpiano.com/Kickstarter, and you'll be able to find that. If not, leave a question in the description box down below. So I was playing in the C major scale, and we went from F to G. So F, so the chords that I was playing is this. Okay, C, E, G, A, C, E, F, A, C, and G, B, D. Now, as you can see visually, these ones are quite far apart, and for this song, because it's kind of like a funny song, like a... that kind of works. But if it was a bit of a more serious song, I may actually want to bring those closer together, okay? So what I would immediately do is get rid of this one right here and put it there, okay? And maybe I would get rid of, let's see, I think that's probably the main thing that I would do, okay? So I'll bring these closer together. So instead of going from here to there, I'm now going from here to there, okay? Which you can hear that it's different. So if I play it like this, okay, it's already a bit more together, and that's what we do with these inversions. Okay, so sometimes you want to invert your chords in order to bring stuff closer together. Okay, now in this case it wasn't too bad, but sometimes you can have this. Which I would then rather play. Okay, make it a little bit closer. So that's how we sometimes use inversions. You can also do it when you play songs with a melody and you want to have one note pop out. And for instance, you want to have that E flat major chord, but you need the G for the melody. Then you can invert it, because otherwise if you play a chord in your right hand, that B flat is going to be added on top, and then that also will not sound. So anyway, inversions can be used in a lot of different applications, but I don't want to go through all of them right now because it will take me too much time to explain the nitty-gritty of it. All I want you to remember for now is that you can have a 3-note chord, and to invert it, we go to the right, E, G, C, first inversion, G, C, E, second inversion. And if we do it again, we will end up on that root position again. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And make sure to have a look at the next Sunday lesson. And remember, you decide what I'm going to be teaching in that lesson by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. I will add that to the list of lessons that are coming up. And if the lesson has already been published, then make sure to have a look in the description box as well, because I've got links to all of these Sunday lessons right there.